government going to prescribe transformation targets or numbers on the World Cup squad? And I have another one from Dumiso Nino from Shinua News. Mr. Mthethwa, you said the 2023 Women World Cup is part of the government recovery and reconstruction plan. Please explain how. These are all the questions for now.
All right. I'm certain that there are some who would be more suited to answer the questions or would prefer to. I will hand over to Minister to hand over to DDG. Sumaya Khan will take over and answer the first question. Is that fine? Is the microphone okay, or does she need to stand? Oh, DDG, apparently you need to come to the podium. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You need to come to the podium. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, Minister, Ms. Shikamabana, and members of the media. Yes, in response to the first question, will South Africa have a professional netball league before the World Cup, and will transformation targets be imposed? I think we must be very mindful of the fact that we have a federation, the Netball South Africa. Their responsibility will be to prepare the team for the World Cup. Obviously, they would look internally at their own criteria in terms of their team preparation and in terms of how the selections is done. So Netball South Africa will be responsible for choosing the team that will represent South Africa at the 2023 World Cup. Obviously, yes, the issue of transformation is very important for us as a country, because at all levels, we are trying to ensure that we have a World Cup on African soil that takes into consideration the demographics of our country, and hence Netball South Africa will be guided by the criteria and the selection policy that they have for the team. Will South Africa have a professional league before the World Cup? We are only 2 years away. 2023 is less than 2 years away, the World Cup. South Africa, Netball South Africa also already has a Premier League. It's not a fully professional league at the moment, but it is a step towards a professional league. So definitely, we cannot confidently say, and I think we need to be honest, we will not have a professional league by then. But I think we will be a step closer, given the fact that many processes have already been in place over the last 7 years in establishing a league, a Premier League, that will eventually take us towards a professional league in netball. I sincerely hope that it has covered all of the issues under that question. Okay. Thank you, Minister.
Thank you very much. The second question was asked by Ndumiso on the reconstruction and recovery plan, economic reconstruction and recovery plan. We see an opportunity availing itself here, and we're going to grab it with both hands because the economic spin-offs as a result of this world showpiece will definitely ensure that the sport in this country is going to be benefiting economically. Secondly, it's an opportunity of boosting tourism, which is a major objective of government through sports tourism. And we see again an opportunity here that during and after the Netball World Cup 2023, we are expecting, and we are going to be getting more tourists coming our way, because we are asserting in our plan, as we did through the bid, that we are a tourist destination of choice. And because of that, things are going to change from where things are at the moment with the scourge of coronavirus pandemic ravaging us. Post this period, we will be looking at how do we reconstruct our economy from all different sectors. And on this one, we are certain that we are going to make a meaningful contribution economically. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Minister. And thank you very much to the DDG, Sumaya Khan, of the Department of Sport, Arts and Culture. I would like to give the woman of the moment an opportunity to make her remarks. But before we do, I'll take one or two more questions from the floor, and then we'll wrap up with a comment from our brand new chairperson of the Netball World Cup 2023. Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Announcing this board now 2 years before the World Cup, was this always the plan to have this board in place now only when the bid was announced in 2019? And what's the difference between this board and what NSA has been doing? And then also, what work does still have to be done by this new board that has been announced?
You said 2 questions. That was 3. It's okay. All right. I don't know if we should allow for one more person to respond or close off with our chair. Minister, okay. All right. And thereafter, Minister will then welcome our new chairperson of the board. Thank you.
Thanks, Tony, for your questions. Perhaps let me start with the last question. The board is going to be meeting soon, and they will, on their own, brief the media about the state of readiness, because that is important, especially to get into granular details about where we are in terms of the state of readiness. Well, the announcement itself, would have wanted to have it last year. We had a bit of a challenge from the COVID-19 and from the general state of readiness, putting together the organizing team itself. That took us some time, but finally we did put it together, and we started to meet, but we still needed to go another mile this time around from a strategic overseer of the process, which is the Interministerial Committee. None from, actually, Hloni, you'd realize that when I announced the team, the board itself, firstly we had a meeting with the board before this, and everyone was there. The province, the department in the province of Western Cape was there. The city of Cape Town was there. The national, the Netball South Africa was there, their national office. So everybody was there. Actually, you can see here that it's not only the Netball South Africa who's not here. We don't have Western Cape. We don't have the city of Cape Town, but all of them are on board. We are not privy of other matters, but insofar as the plan for hosting the Netball World Cup everybody's on board for 2023. And for us, it's exciting because we are, the women's sport is not elevated to the level where it should. And we think this World Cup is going to do that, especially because we have the most formidable team in South Africa. As you know, that in the last World Cup, we ended up being number 4 or top 4. We want, as we prepare for 2023, to really be the host, the host and the winners of the World Cup itself. And not only that, we want, long after the World Cup, to see the benefits, the legacy of our coaches, of our umpires. We want to see girls in the townships, in the far-flung areas of our rural areas, being part and parcel of this build-up to 2023, so that they also participate, they also look forward. They would want to be like all the key players who are who constitute our team today. So I think for South Africa, it's going to be a period which we need to brace ourselves for, a period where we would need to give a lot of support, as we did in other global showpieces, the world showpieces like FIFA World Cup. And it shouldn't be different here. In fact, if it has to be different, it has to have that flavor, that South African flavor, that women determined to make a name for themselves. And it's a big thing for us because, you see, we were competing with the best in the world. New Zealand, as you know, is one of the best countries and teams in netball. But also, it's time that society reflect on netball. Netball has such support in this country, and it's growing globally, but it hasn't been given an opportunity to stage such a showpiece as we are going to be staging it. Well, with that, thank you, and I would welcome on stage the chairperson of Netball World Cup 2023 board, Chairperson Patience Shikwambana. As I said, she needs no introduction in the administration of sport. She's here with us. Madam Chairperson.
What's the difference between this board now and what NSA has been doing?
No. This one is separate. Actually, it has to be separate from NSA, because remember, this is Team South Africa, and this one has to be has to have checks and balances, because we are now talking about Team South Africa, and it can't be the word of NSA. It can't be the final word. They play a very key role because centrally this is about netball. But look, it's as you saw with the FIFA World Cup, that this is a matter which belongs to Team South Africa. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, and Nhlikani, Program Director, our Honorable Minister, Minister Mthethwa, DDG Khan, to the media that is present today. It's my great pleasure that I've been considered to lead the sport. Minister, I'm humbled and honored to be given this opportunity and portfolio to lead the board of the Netball World Cup 2023. Allow me to take this opportunity to thank you most sincerely for showing confidence in me by entrusting me with the mammoth tasks. I must also congratulate you also that you've managed to appoint a woman to lead this board, because that shows confidence to us as women, because we are future leaders as women. I can say to you that the team that you've put together, it's a formidable team. And we know our fundamental job at hand. And I'm confident that we shall not let you or the entire netball family and the country down. Congratulations to all our board members, and to also welcome them to this enormous responsibility that have been bestowed on us. We assure you, Honourable Minister, that we are equal to the task, and as a team we shall deliver. And I know Ischanganiri itahlula, we will conquer. Sizonqoba. It's an exciting responsibility. At the same time, we have the obligation and expectation that need us to fulfill on behalf of the participants, the country, our key stakeholders, and the girl child who has a dream to become a netball player. As a country, we have hosted a number of world-class events with excellence and pride. And it is time again to put our country first and show the world that we are capable to host this event based on our abilities, experiences, and successes. We are aware of the promises made when we had to go and bid, and we'll take that responsibility to deliver our intent. We have to bring our region and the continent closer to ensure that we are ready to take on the world as a continent. Key to consider as we manage this board is safety, security, and safeguarding of our athletes. That must become a priority. And it's upon us to develop policies and procedures to enable us to ensure everyone is safe during this World Cup. Netball is the first and the biggest NF that caters for women and girls, and therefore it's prudent that a girl child from the rural area or township, or even here at urban areas, are inspired to be like one of our captains, who has been a very phenomenal leader, Ubongwe Msomi. Also be like Carla Pretorius, who was named player of the 2019 Netball World Cup in Liverpool. These are the athletes that inspire, that will inspire more for girls that we want to play netball. Our envisaged journey until the World Cup should be seen as going to war, and therefore we need the spirit of fighting as warriors to win, and to win clean in delivering the games. Therefore, our integrity as a board is at stake. We have to champion the cause and have all what is needed to win the war and become heroes and heroines of integrity. As a collective, we must be like a netball team and take up our positions and dedicate ourselves in making this event a magnificent and best ever World Cup. We must show the zeal our girls displayed during the last World Cup in Liverpool. As a chair and on behalf of the board, we accept our responsibilities that have been given to us. We are ready, willing, and able to discharge our responsibilities with professionalism, integrity, commitment to our country and the entire netball family. We will continue engaging with all key stakeholders to ensure we don't lose sight of our task at hand. Therefore, values such as respect, integrity, excellence, accountability, humanity shall be our cornerstone. It is important that we lead and be good listeners, because it is said our ears will never get us in trouble, because it's important that we must listen. We are coming in with diverse skills and experiences which need to be displayed for common purpose. Lastly, it is important, Minister, and you've raised it, that good governance must prevail by ensuring that as a board, our fiduciary responsibilities are adhered to. Transparency, openness, accountability must be our daily bread, as this will bring corporates closer to provide sponsorship for the event. Honourable Minister, we humbly and kindly request that continue to provide us with guidance, support, and the resources that are needed for us to make this project a success. Inkomo Nakens.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much to our chairperson of the Netball World Cup 2023 Championships. We are truly honored to have you on board, and we know that you will continue, or rather lead us to victory. Let the games begin. And thank you very much to the Honorable Minister Nathi Mthethwa. With your permission, if I may close this session, if there are journalists or media who have any further questions, you're more than welcome to escalate them to any one of our platforms. You can send an email to masachabak@dsac.gov.za or to Mickey m@dsac.gov.za. Ladies and gentlemen, on that note, then, we thank you very much for your time and for your attention. Have a great evening.